I rarely make shortbread. It's one of those time-old recipes that has the most simple ingredients, but is incredibly hard to get just right. Shortbread should be light and crumbly, but not fall apart. Even though it only contains 3 basic ingredients. If you use the wrong proportions, if your oven isn't the right temperature, if you bake for too long or not long enough, if you overhandle the dough, if you undermix the butter, it will simply not be how shortbread should be. There's just so much that can go wrong for such a supposedly easy recipe. But it's always tempting to try and see if this time you can do it right. I've always enjoyed doing things with my hands. Creating, gardening, baking. It connects the mind to the body. And humans can produce the most amazing things, and sometimes very yummy things, just by combining the two together. I am fascinated by how we can hold so much creativity in our minds and then push it into the world through the use of our bodies to share with other people. I have a whole 45 minutes until my shortbread is done, so it's time to go and play in the garden. Poetry is one of those lovely things. It can bring a moment's joy, escape, and release just by reading a few words. Do you wish the world were better? Let me tell you what to do. Set a watch upon your actions. Keep them always straight and true. Rid your mind of selfish motives. Let your thoughts be clean and high. You can make a little Eden of the sphere you occupy. I absolutely love peonies. They would be my favourite flower, but they only bloom once in a year, which for me is just simply not nearly enough. Do you wish the world were wiser? Well, suppose you make a start by accumulating wisdom in the scrapbook of your heart. Do not waste one page on folly. Live to learn and learn to live. If you want to give men knowledge, you must get it ere you give. I don't know if you can hear the loud chatter of the starlings. We've had a huge influx of mayflies this year, and as such, the hungry birds have followed with them. From morning until night, they're chirping away. It really can get quite noisy. Do you wish the world were happy? Then remember day by day, just to scatter seeds of kindness as you pass along the way. For the pleasures of the many may be oft times traced to one, as the hand that plants an acorn shelters armies from the sun. Let's see if the shortbread is done. It looks okay. Oh no, this time it's too crumbly and breaks up too easily. I have had another shortbread failure. I think I may have used a pan that was slightly too big and possibly cooked it for slightly too long. Never mind. We'll try again another day, and maybe next time I'll try a different recipe. Even though it's not perfect though, it still tastes good, and I'm sure it won't go to waste. Hello dears, I hope you're well. I just wanted to say a big hello to all my new subscribers. It's been a very overwhelming couple of weeks. I've had contact from a lot of people and I'm so grateful that people have stepped forward and shared with me and with everybody their struggles with burnout or various other problems that they have. It just shows that no matter what country you're in, what background you're from, we all suffer from the same thing. Surely that says something. Now, a lot of you have asked me what happened after I had burnout and what job I took. I could not pinpoint when the burnout ended. I don't even really feel like it has necessarily. It doesn't feel like it's as black and white like that because it was a life-changing and a personality-changing event. But I did take a job in a supermarket stacking shelves from 5 till 10 in the morning and I got to just disappear. It was wonderful. I still felt the anxious feeling when I had to deal with general public, but the way they treated me differed very much from when I had my own business. A lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of people made assumptions that because I was working in a supermarket stacking shelves that I was somehow stupid or my opinion wasn't valid. So people would ask me for advice and I would give it to them. And there was always this look of, does she really know what she's talking about? Which is fine, that's not a problem, but it was just interesting seeing the difference between when I had my own business and people came to me for advice and they listened to a position where they didn't. And what it did is it made me feel really bad for other people in my industry and other people like me. I met a lot of interesting people when I was working stacking shelves. There were people there who were ex-solicitors, fellow ex-business people, mothers who had children. There were ex-firemen. There was such a range of people in that job and general public still treated them quite badly because of the job they did, and I think that's quite a horrible thing to do. So I did that job for about 5 years, and in the last year my boss asked me if I would work on the customer services desk, and I think I'd had a sufficient amount of time away from a very intense situation with general public, with running a business. And quite annoyingly, I'm a natural people pleaser. So I said yes. And the first day I went on the desk, I was like, what am I getting into? What have I done? I was so nervous. I thought, what if I completely relapse and go back to where I was before?
But the rest I had gave myself time to heal and to grow and to detach myself to a degree from feeling anxious in those situations. And the situation was different. I was now working for somebody else. When I finished, I could just leave and I didn't have to think about anything. Don't get me wrong, if a customer was rude to me, it would stay with me for probably the rest of the day and the night, but it didn't affect me the way it did before. But having gone from running a business to working stacking shelves in a supermarket and actively trying to disappear, it made me realise even more so how important it is to be kind to each other, because you don't know what anybody's going through. I know this is a rhetoric that gets played again and again and again, but sometimes I feel like the message doesn't always reach everybody. If you're having a bad day, I just think it's so important not to take it out on somebody who you think maybe is lesser than you, maybe you think they deserve it. They don't. Someone said something to me once that stuck, and it's something I always keep in my mind every time somebody's horrible or rude. And they said, when somebody is horrible to you, it says more about them than it does about you. So that mantra is the thing I keep in my mind every time somebody's horrible to me, because for the rest of your life you will end up dealing with people who aren't very nice. I think the only thing I can say that might help some people out there is that the intensity of what you feel with burnout doesn't last forever. It will go, it will dissipate, it will get easier. I think that's everything I have to say. I look forward to hearing from lots of you again. It's been so lovely to meet so many people from around the world. I love this about YouTube, that we're all uniting together regardless of borders and countries and anything else that's going on in the world. I'm going to go eat some shortbread now and have a cup of tea. Okay, I will hopefully see you again. Take care.